Grace and peace, friends and family. Welcome to another discussion. This is Joy, and I thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me. Today, I wanted to talk to you about a question that I've been seeing quite a bit in some of the comments, and I just wanted to, start the conversation so that we can just continue to set some things in perspective and move forward in our journey of healing. I think when we're able to just wrap our minds around some things or some realities, it may be easier to, just move forward. What's love got to do with it? Like, really, what's love got to do with it when it comes to a narcissist? Love is really the last thing in the equation when it comes to a narcissist. When you have somebody who is an empty shell, just consider that. Somebody who is an empty shell, who lacks self-concept, who has no roadmap to their own soul, no clue as to who they are, not an ounce of self-love. How do they love somebody else? Everything about a narcissist is to seek to fulfill their own desires. So no, love is the very last thing on their minds. But what they've mastered is understanding what you need. They understand what other people need. And so they only give you an illusion of what you need. Fake love. An illusion. And it may be difficult to receive this. It may be difficult to understand this. But, the Word of God tells us that the truth will make us free. The truth will set us free. And when we are able to fully embrace the truth for what it is, we can start to unpack the emotions that we experience by hearing that harsh and difficult truth. And we can build from there. Their love may be false. Their love may be, in fact, it's not love, but it's an illusion. It's not real. But God's love is real. And the love that you deserve is real. What you encountered was so beneath you. And even as you try to wrap your mind around it or set things into perspective, what I want you to consider is that during your journey of healing, it's the opportunity for you to tell yourself that, yes, this was not real. However, I am worthy of steady love and respect. You are worthy, and you don't have to audition for this love. You don't have to sell yourself short. You don't have to compromise your integrity. You don't have to put your dignity to the side. You don't have to compete with other people for this love. The type of love that God has for you, and you've got to believe that it's real. It is out there, but it really starts with you. And it starts with your journey and your decision to actually heal. Now, I want to say this in the beginning, and then we'll get into the discussion, right? What a lot of people tend to do, and I was one of them, what a lot of people tend to do when we come out of these relationships is automatically just say, we put all our defenses up and say, well, I don't even want love anymore because this is just a waste of my time. What you got to remember is that was not love. It was an illusion. And the only way we can experience genuine love and the love that God has is to make a decision that, you know what, God, I'm giving you an intentional yes. I'm giving you a yes that I'm going to do life your way, and I'm going to fully commit myself to you. So it's a total surrender to God and a decision, a conscious decision to walk in His way. What happens in this moment is that, when you make that decision that I'm going to renew my faith and I'm going to, I'm going to repent, I'm going to turn away from everything and I'm going to do things His way, and I'm going to not lean on my understanding, but I'm going to lean on His understanding, because His ways are higher than my ways and His thoughts are not my thoughts. And I want something different. God, I want you to heal my heart. I want you to restore my heart. I need you to take away this pain. And it's really just being honest. This is the safest place for you to have that conversation about how you are feeling. And when you have that moment with him, and continuously have this conversation, it's where now he begins to show you his love for you. And in that process, he heals you. It's so incredible the way this happens, but he heals you. And as he heals you, you begin to love yourself in a new way. And the way this new love that you have for yourself kind of works out is that you automatically get new standards and a new level of self-consciousness, a new level of self-concept, self-awareness, self-esteem, but it's a steady process. And it's not that, you're just going to sit at his feet alone. There will be times where you may need to go for coaching. You may need therapy. You'll need other resources, but it's at his feet, in his word, your prayer life and fellowship with other people that help cultivate that love, that life. But it's like-minded people. It can't be just the same type of people that had you in that situation again. So what happens, like I was saying, is that sometimes people say, I'm not going to experience love again. Try it God's way. Because when we do it his way, he'll actually lead you into the path that he wants you to take. Remember, he orders our steps. He levels every valley and mountain. He makes every crooked path straight. But that's how close he wants you to be, so that there are no missteps. And then he takes you into a love that he fashioned for you, that is unique to you. Because he did say it's not good for man to be alone. He has somebody special for you. So don't allow this experience to turn your heart cold towards love, because there's something greater. It would be that, we believe God for everything, but we can't believe him for healing. We can't believe him for love. The devil is a liar. He is a loving God, and he knows the desires of your heart. He grants the desires of your heart. So you can trust him with that part too. So don't think that, your life is going to be spent just, by yourself, or that there is no hope in love, or there is no hope in mankind. No, it's the narcissists that are the problem. All we have to do is heal and lean in on him and allow him to lead us and learn from, the mistakes that we made in the past. Because it would be crazy to believe that the God who created the heavens and earth can create a partner for you. Nah. I personally don't believe that. I believe he is able to do just what he said he would do. And I believe that for you too. But anyway, the last thing the narcissist wants is love. I think when we start asking the question about why didn't they want my love, or what was wrong with me? Why couldn't they love me? We really ask those questions, and those questions beg a response. But the problem with that is that who do you ask? We can't ask the narcissist what was wrong with me, because that's just fueling them. Why didn't you love me? That would make their day, because now they know you want an answer, and they're not going to give you an answer, or they're going to enjoy ripping you apart, or they're going to act like, some of them just love to act like a false savior and make themselves feel like they're just so wonderful, and, have you hanging on to their last words and acting like they really care. They don't. If you know that they're a narcissist, they don't care. Otherwise, no, they don't care. There is no explaining that away. They do not care. So there's no asking them for anything. That's why closure really is the gift that you give yourself. But we ask those questions, or those type of questions, really from a hurt place, from a desperate place of pain. And sometimes you ask those questions when you're trying to make up in your mind, do I leave or do I stay? And if I'm staying, what's going to change? Nothing is going to change. If I go back, what will be different? Absolutely nothing. Well, let me take that back. What will be different is that the love bombing period will be shorter. It will be intense, but it will be short. And the devaluing will be just as intense. It will be even more intense. It will be devastating. It's never a good idea to go back. narcissists they're pathological liars, compulsive, obsessive liars. They will look you right in your eyes and tell you that they love you, knowing full well that they have a stone in the place of a heart. They do not love anybody. When it comes to love, right? Love is a verb of perception, meaning that you should be able to feel love. You should be able to, when it's expressed to you, it's something that you should be able to feel. Now, when I ask you this next question, how did the narcissist make you feel? Did you feel loved? No, I'm not talking about in the love bombing stage. In fact, we can even examine that part, because a lot of the times what you feel in the beginning, in the love bombing phase, is just intense feelings of passion. Passion is not love. It's a strong feeling. It's also, you can also be passionate like a strong belief, but that is not love. A lot of the times it's also because there's an intense sexual chemistry. That is not love. Sometimes what you also experience with narcissists is a strong sense of attachment, which, can also be described, I guess, as a fondness, a close relationship to someone, but that still is not love. None of those things are love. I think if we were to take a look at love, some attributes of love that we can just pick, and I'll just, gather a few from the Bible. And this would be like it's 1 Corinthians verse 13. Love is patient, meaning that it's slow to anger. Was that what the narcissist was like? Like, think about it. Love is kind and gentle to all people, to all things, even animals. Love is unselfish and giving. Was that how the narcissist was? Love is truthful and honest. Were they truthful? Really? Were they honest? Love is hopeful and encouraging. It's enduring and it's without end. One of the things about love, one of the definitions that I've held onto for love is that it's to have the highest regard for somebody and not want anything in return. That's what I think about when I think of love. When I say that I love somebody, I have the highest regard for them and I don't want anything in return, meaning that if I do something for them or if I avail myself for them, I'm doing it because that's what I want to do. I don't want anything in return. Therefore, if, they respond a particular type of way, it's not going to affect me because I did it because of my own reasoning. This is how I wanted to express my love. And so I'm not going to be moved by their response or their non-response because that's how I express it, right? But that's not how it would be with a narcissist. And that's where their love is transactional. And I can't even call it love, but what a relationship with them is not one to build love. It's about building transactions. When we think about love, things that love is not, it is not envious. We know that that's who they are at their core. They are envious, jealous people. Love is not proud. It is not self-centered. It's not rude, and it's not provoking. Boy, do they love to provoke, and they are so rude. So, what do you have then? If that is what they were offering, was that really love? No, that's not love. With narcissists, everything is transactional. It's always to see what they can get out of the situation. And I think, one of the best ways that I could describe it is with narcissists, when you're in relationship with them, it's almost like being in a competition, a silent competition. Because they sought you out for a reason. They most definitely loved your qualities. Were attracted to your qualities. I say love, but I'm using that term loosely. There are things about you that they admired. They valued, or they looked up to some of those things. They esteemed them because they wanted those qualities. They saw ways that they could benefit from it, whether it was your financial status, your social economic status, where you lived, your career, your looks, anything, who like those kind of things. Sometimes it's just, the way you give attention, affection, those things. For some, it's really just about, the physical parts of relationships, the intimacy. And that's why they have different sources of supply, so that they can get different things from different people. When you really consider a narcissist, they lack the capacity to withhold a full person, because they themselves are not full. You cannot behold what you are not. They are always seeking out ways to complete themselves. And the only way that they can feel like I'm whole is by having a collection of other people or characteristics from other people, because they can't embody all of that themselves. What am I saying? You can look at yourself and say that I'm funny, I'm charming, I'm outgoing, I'm a plethora of different things. But with their black and white thinking, with their limited thinking, with their small minds, they're not able to see themselves as such. And they've got to pick up from different people just to feel whole. And if you really think about that, that is like the weakest link ever. No, you definitely didn't deserve that person. And they never, ever deserved you. And I want you to really hear what I'm saying. They are lucky that you gave them a second chance, or a second glance, or even, entertained them beyond hello. And that's how you've got to look at this. I want you to start considering yourself, because when you're in a narcissist's life, they consider you an option. But now it's time for you to start changing that perspective in your own mind. You are never an option. You are the opportunity. You are the opportunity. You are the one who can get them closer to God. And I'm not saying they as in the narcissist, but people in general. You are the chosen one. You are the one who comes from behind. You are the one who has the giftings, the talents, the anointings. You are the one who has been able to endure and not give up. You are the one who is going to continue to rise. You are the one who is going to get up. No matter what they say, you will fall 7 times and get up 8 times. It does not matter. You have endurance. There is grace upon your life, and you will continue to rise no matter what man says. You have that it factor. That's why you're the opportunity. You are creative. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are fashioned and formed in divinity, and the mind of Christ is upon you. You walk in the authority that has been delegated you from the throne room of heaven. Hello, you are the opportunity. Do you hear what I'm saying? And you've got to now sit down and think about the things that make you valuable. No longer, and you got to be conscious about this. No longer will you play that soundtrack that, you know what, I'm not good enough. You know what, I'm missing out on what? What are you missing out on when you don't have a narcissist in your life? Missing out on triangulation? Okay, I can live without that. Missing out on gaslighting? Okay, peace. Missing out on walking on eggshells? Yeah, I didn't like that either. So what are you really missing out on? Somebody who didn't love you? Somebody who lacks the capacity to love? Somebody who doesn't even understand what love is? Somebody who is a whole empty shell on the inside, and whose agenda is to steal, kill, and destroy what God has deposited on the inside of you? Nah, I don't think so. You are not missing out on anything. In fact, you are now in a better position to transcend into everything that heaven already spoke about you. Yeah, change that perspective. Now that you got rid of that, and I don't care if they discarded you. Now you tell yourself, if they discarded you and you are feeling like, yeah, I was discarded. No, here's what you're going to tell yourself, because we're going to reframe everything. They didn't discard you. God stepped into your scene. God stepped into the scene of your life and said, this one's got to go, and I'm pulling them out of your life. So if it's going to happen like this, then this is just how God wanted it to happen. And he pulled them out of your life because they had to go, because there's purpose on your life. There's destiny attached to your life. There are things that you need to do, and you got to come from behind. And so he did. He snatched them away, and now they're out the picture. Now it's time for you to sit at his feet. Now it's time for you to go to therapy. Now it's time for you to go to counseling. Now it's time for you to get those pieces together so you can move on to the next phase of your life. And that's not to say rush the process, but take the time that you need to sort through everything that you have been through, so that when you walk into your next season, you're ready to embrace everything that God has for you. Because life doesn't stop because of a narcissist. Life doesn't stop because you were raised by them. Life doesn't stop because they offered you fake love. No, life starts after that. What looked like the end was just the beginning. And so it's time for us to continue to take that next step. Because really, at the end of the day, it only gets better. Yeah, it's not an easy process. Yeah, there will be some moments of heartbreak. Yeah, but there is always going to be opportunity and unique opportunities for you to continue to come from behind, to continue to transcend, to continue to grow and learn. Life doesn't stop because they don't know what love is. You know what love is, and that puts you in a different category than them. Transactional. They're playing games, competitions, trying to see, can I beat this person? But the crazy thing is they always lose at the end of the day. Yeah, it may look like you lost the battle, but at the end of the day, who wins the war? You or the narcissist? They never win the war. And so you got to keep your mind on those things that are above and not beneath. The battle that they think they won, they didn't, because essentially God snatched them out of the situation. Or for some of you, you actually discarded them. You were able to say, you know what, not today, Narc, I'm moving on. No, it wasn't love. And it could never be love. So whether you're a child of a narcissist, whether you are raising children with a narcissist, whether you are a sibling to a narcissist, whether you are a parent of a narcissist, whether you are watching the narcissist within you supply, listen, a narcissist is a narcissist is a narcissist. There is no love there. There's no love for themselves. They don't love themselves, and you cannot give what you do not have. The Bible tells us to love our neighbor as we love ourselves, meaning that self-love is important. If you lack self-love, how do you have the capacity to love another person? It doesn't exist. You can't pour from an empty cup. And so, no, it wasn't love. It was an illusion. And that's everything that the enemy offers, nothing but an illusion. So these are my thoughts about this. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. So for today, I'm going to end here, but I want to thank you so much for your time. I look forward to hearing from you. And until the next conversation, take care of yourself and God bless you.